How much do you think you needed that on many levels, Marcus?
Yeah, you know, it's obviously a massive game for the club. I've always said, regardless of the circumstances that you're in, a game against Liverpool is massive, no matter what circumstances you're in. So to get the win today is massive, and like Jayden said, we've not done so well starting the season, so it's good to pick up the first 3 points.
It was a million miles from the first 2 performances of the season. What was the difference tonight?
To be honest, I think just energy. We started the game at a higher tempo, and we was tired towards the end, but we kept going and we just stuck at it. They got a goal back and we didn't fold. We kept defending well, and it was an enjoyable game to play in.
Jayden, going into the game tonight, how much were the players burning after what happened last week? How much of that superb performance was based on a poor performance last week?
Yeah, obviously last week hurt a lot, so we knew we had to bounce back, and tonight we showed the fans what we can do, and we just have to carry on this momentum, and hopefully next week we get another win.
You showed tremendous composure with your goal. How were you so aware of how much time you had?
To be fair, I didn't realise how much time I had, but once I chopped the defender, I just knew I had to compose myself to finish, so I'm happy I scored.
Marcus, was that vintage your goal, in behind?
Yeah, it was a goal that I've scored quite regularly, so yeah, important for me to get them types of goals. And yeah, I felt I was in good areas today, good positions. On another day, I could have had a few more goals. So, just keep going, keep working hard, and focus on the next game.
It clearly worked. Tell us about the manager's tactical switch at half-time when he pushed you out to that left side.
I think it's just the versatility that we have in the team. We can do many different things, especially in attack. So, the game was going well. We were in the first half. We was attacking some good spaces, but we weren't quite getting the end product that I felt we deserved in the first half. In the second half, probably slightly less clear-cut chances, but we done better with them. And yeah, for us to be able to switch and chop and change positions like that is always a positive.
Jayden, a very welcome 3 points, first win of the season, but how important as well the manner of the victory tonight?
No, it means a lot to all of us. You can see how the fans reacted, and we knew it was a big game today, so we're just happy that we got the 3 points, but it's not over. We're on to the next game and focused till then.
Is it important as well, though, it gives you all belief that you're all united as one? It's a new manager, it's a transitional period in many ways, but if you can produce performances like that, you're going in the right direction.
For sure, we just have to produce like what we've done today every single game, so, again, we're on to the next game. Happy that we got the 3 points, and yeah, we move on.
Congratulations, guys. Well done.
Thank you very much.
A couple of very happy Manchester United players. We're delighted to be joined by the Manchester United manager, Erik ten Hag. Before we get into the technical aspects of tonight's game, can you actually, to what's been a difficult start for you, sum up your emotions right now?
We can talk about tactical, but it's all about attitude. And now you see, we bring the attitude on the pitch. There was communication, there was a fighting spirit, and especially there was team. And then you can see what they can achieve because they can fucking cool play football.
You had 9 days. Sorry, apologise for a language if there was a little F-bomb dropped in there.
Sorry.
I do apologise for that.
I quite enjoyed it.
I wasn't sure if it was lost in translation, Erik. I do apologise. You had 9 days to prepare for this game, but did you expect that kind of reaction from the Brentford game?
I wanted a different approach. I wanted a different attitude, and that is what they bring on the pitch. And that's what makes me satisfied. But it's only a start. We have to keep humble. I think we can play much better if we have a little bit more composure, give an extra pass. We can much more dangerous because, well, I say, we have good players, but now be a team. Be a good spirit, and then you will act. And that is what we saw today in moments, but also when you have to make the game, you have to be better on the ball.
Erik, specifically, you mentioned attitude, fighting spirit. It was absolutely amazing to watch. But what actually have you done during the week, and what have you said to the players?
It's not always about what we said. What I said to them, we have to act, not to talk a lot, just to act and make sure you are a team and battle. And also be brave, give each other options when we have the ball. So it's not only about spirit. When we out of possession, yes, we want to press. And sometimes I think strikers that they cannot do it because they have to save the energy for their offensive actions. In nowadays football, both is a demand. you have to bring it on the pitch, out of possession, and then you can be a threat in possession. And that is what you saw. It makes me happy that Rashford and Jadon Sancho make the goals.
You gave the captaincy to Bruno Fernandes. Do you think that was the biggest difference in his performance tonight? Because he was absolutely sensational from minute 1 to 90, never stopped working.
I think he took the responsibility, and I think it encouraged him, the captaincy, and I think he showed leadership together with Rafa Varane. I think definitely on the pitch they make a huge difference, but that is what they have to bring, and I think it's not only them two. I think we need more leaders. When you want to get a winning team, you need more leaders, and you need the spirit what we showed today.
And what they showed tonight, obviously the players earned the right to play. Sometimes you think the team turns up and they think they can just play their nice football, but they've got to earn their right, and they've done that tonight with their tackling, as you said, with the spirit, with their energy. They gave everyone a boost, and you must be over the moon with it.
I was happy with it, but they have to bring it every game, and not in only one game. Of course, we are happy. I know the rivalry against Liverpool, but don't bring it only against Liverpool. Every Premier League game is difficult, is heavy. So you have to bring it in every game, this organization and this intensity, and it starts once again with the spirit.
Eric, the intensity was too much for Liverpool to cope with throughout the game. So you talk about you need that spirit every game, but sort of what you did almost tactically, some of the decisions in the game. Obviously, David De Gea went long with every ball. You picked 3 strikers who had pace to run behind. There's obviously a lot of important thought tactically for the game as well.
Yeah, of course, tactical is also a part of it. And of course you see where can you have weapons in the game, and yeah, we play on speed in front. That's quite clear. And also I want to have Christian Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes. We have playing midfield. They can give a pass, and together with Scott McTominay, I must say he played also a magnificent game. Yeah, they were really good in the midfield. Was good in balance. And then you can hurt an opponent, and I think we can do it of possession, out of building up, but also in the transition, and definitely we play on the transition today.
I asked you about Martinez when we did the interview a few days ago. He was out excellent tonight. What do you think about his performance in terms of coming up against a top quality team, but a team who played slightly different, maybe trying to play through the lines and play in behind? He dealt with it fantastically well.
I saw the same, but I know he can do both. He is for a defender. His skills, his technical skills are quite good, and his fighting spirit is there, and also his positioning and his battling over the ground, but also in aerial. He's not the tallest, but he has a good timing.
You made big selection decisions as well this evening, Eric, leaving out Harry Maguire, who you made the captain, or you kept as captain in the summer, and also Cristiano Ronaldo. Can I ask how difficult those decisions were to make and how those players reacted to the news?
Personal is always difficult, but I have the decisions to make. Once I will say I have a squad, and we have to use the squad, and we play so 50, 60 games, and so we will, from game to game, we will see what team we have to pick. And I don't have to mention Harry Maguire and Ronaldo are amazing players, and they will play a role in the future as well, and in the short future as well.
And can you tell us how important Casemiro is going to be for you? We saw him here this evening watching.
Oh, we were talking about leadership, and today we had leadership on the pitch, but he is the one as well. He knows the game, he knows how to win, so he. In his career, he wins so many trophies. So, and that's important to have that in your team. Rafa Varane has it. So with him, with Casemiro, we have another one. Ronaldo has it. So you need some. There's like a guidance for young players who didn't achieve till now the trophies, but that is what we want to achieve. So I hope their presence will be a huge stimulation to the rest.
It's a big signing for the club. The transfer window is still open. Ideally, how many more would you like to bring here?
You can never tell. And we said from the beginning we want to bring the right players in, and not any players. I think now, again, we have the right player, convinced of that. And yeah, the window is not closed. And you see, you need numbers, but not only numbers, you need quality. And they gave so much, and I think when you bring it on the pitch, you will get stronger physically, mentally. But if you have to bring it every 3 days, you need, especially in front, you need numbers, quality numbers.
Eric, good luck with it, and thank you so much for joining us tonight, and go and enjoy the victory. Congratulations.
Yeah, please.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
The language is coming on beautifully as well, and the industrial language. Thank you. Eric, thank you very much. Just give us an idea, Gary, from your perspective, what an impact he's been able to have over the last 9 days on that group.
I'm absolutely stunned, to be honest with you, Dave. I didn't think that that was possible tonight, what I saw in terms of response, because I thought that the players had sort of cemented what they do week in, week out now over many months at the end of last season, the start of this season. So what's happened this week, I don't know, but they've responded. Maybe the slight changes in personnel, making brave decisions. Obviously, you know, the captain, the star player have both been left on the bench, which means the manager just gains a little bit of gravitas maybe with other players. I think Bruno has responded. I think that obviously Martinez at the back has played well alongside Varane. I don't know what it is, but I can't believe what I've just witnessed. I mean, Liverpool weren't at the best, let's be really clear, but they weren't at the best against Crystal Palace and Fulham. But it was just the effort difference that we saw from Manchester United. They've outrun Liverpool, they've out-sprinted Liverpool, and we've questioned that a number of times on this show over the last sort of 12 months that they're not capable of doing it, and they've shown tonight they are capable of doing it.
Is that the biggest surprise, Jamie? I mean, we'll come on to what happened to Liverpool tonight, but in terms of Manchester United, from where they were against Brentford?
Yes, I mean, listen, we said it throughout commentary, they're outstanding. You could feel it in I think the first 30 seconds. Bruno Fernandes sprints at sort of Alisson. You could feel it was going to be that type of the game. And the disappointment for me was that Liverpool weren't ready for the derby game. And that for me is unforgivable. I mean, I absolutely love this team, what they've done over the last 4 or 5 years, and you can very rarely throw that at them. But it's happened too often this season. In the first 3 league games, it's happened twice where they don't look ready for a game, and that's something I think that we're worrying sort of Jurgen Klopp right now. What I would say, and listen, I thought Manchester United were brilliant, but tonight was a different game than what they had in the first 2 games, where they had 70% of the ball, and the other team did to United what they've done to Liverpool tonight, where they've looked intense, the running stats. But when you have 70% of the ball, as United did, the opposition are normally going to run more than you have more sprints than you. So the games will be different coming forward, but in terms of intensity, their attitude that the managers asked for, it was night and day compared to Liverpool.
He brushed off my question, Roy, on emotions tonight, Eric Ten Hag, but how much strength will he take from those big decisions, those big calls, actually paying off?
Oh, it's a huge boost for him. Because, again, there is question marks. He's trying to win the players over. He's made some big calls tonight, playing home to Liverpool. It's on the TV. He knows it's a huge atmosphere. And he wins the game. It's the best feeling in the world when you win a game of football. You go into the training ground tomorrow, the manager, the players, the staff, everyone in the canteen will just give everyone a lift, that bit of energy. The feel-good factor will be back at the club for a few days anyway until the next game. They obviously have to back it up, like he said. It's no good just doing it once every few weeks, not when you play for Man United. So I think it's a big boost for him and the staff and the players. And as I said, there's only benefits from winning football matches.
And it's a building block, isn't it? It's the first building block. But Jamie's saying it's a very different challenge, playing a team like Liverpool to playing teams that are going to let you have the ball.
Now, that can't be a one-off. That's the standard that they've now set, that we've all seen it. You know, hundreds of millions of people around the world will watch that game over the next few days in terms of the work ethic, the amount they've run. I think it was 12k more than they ran last weekend, something like that.
They were 13 down on the opposition last week, and they were 2 kilometres above them this week.
Yeah, but they've run a lot more tonight than they have done previously. So they've set themselves a standard and also played some decent football along the way. And I have to say that tonight also it demonstrated that Eric Ten Hag doesn't have to come here. I mean, obviously in certain games he will dominate possession, but he doesn't have to dominate possession in every single match. He can play on the counter-attack, which they've done tonight successfully. But I think it's really important. Look, I think Manchester United teams that have done well have always had legs up front, players who can run, players who can stretch the legs and run the length of the pitch and counter-attack. Tonight, Manchester United had that. And they had a back four that were tenacious. The boy Melissa at left-back, I saw a little bit of it against Brentford. A little bit of fight, a little bit of tenacity, a little bit of spirit. He brought that against Brentford, and he's brought it tonight in abundance. And everybody else then just gets a buzz off it. The crowd were cheering after 2 or 3 minutes because of tackles, not because of goals, not because of brilliant passes, because of tackles and effort. And that's probably a sad indictment of where Manchester United have been. But you've seen the response that they can get from this crowd. Obviously, it was a crowd that tonight could have gone moody. They were under great pressure, those Manchester United
I think you
players.
felt at the start of the game, United were on a precipice, weren't they, here tonight?
Honestly,
could have gone either way.
They were under massive pressure tonight, those Manchester United players. You know, it would have turned in here. It would have been awful if Liverpool go 1-2 up in that first 20 minutes. So for them to respond to what they did last week is a big, big moment for Erik ten Hag and the players. Doesn't take away the pressure from the owners. They still need to go, by the way. But the players and the manager and the coach, I think, have done a job
Gary,
tonight which shows that they're committed.
They did bring that pressure on themselves. Let's not forget how bad they've been. It's not as if we were too harsh on them over the last few weeks. They've been abysmal. They deserve that criticism. But tonight, they've turned up for Man United and put in a performance. You go, yeah, listen, well done, but you got to get the balance right. The key is now to back it up over the weekend.
We'll bring you analysis. We'll show you the goals again in just a moment. Let's bring you some Liverpool reaction right now. Andy Robertson is with Emma Saunders.
Andrew, not the result.
bit of needles, an extra bit on it. Manchester United, it was obvious how they were going to start the game. They had to start the first 15, 20 minutes like their lives depended on it and get this crowd involved, and they did. And it was like Liverpool weren't ready. Now, at the moment when you're watching Liverpool, obviously it was the first time they've lost in about 20 league games. So
First time in 2022, unbelievable.
yeah, but there is a little pattern, even going back to Fulham, even like the Champions League final, where a lot of teams are going, okay, we're not going to play out from the back, so we'll let you press us, and when you get the ball, we're going to drop off, and we'll try and get you on the counter-attack. So Liverpool find it very difficult to break teams down when everyone's in front of them. And every time Liverpool play a game of football, and I know Liverpool have been amazing, and people say it's the thing you've got to accept, that someone runs through on the goal every time. But I'm a centre-back, and I didn't play on the halfway line the way teams do now. But when someone runs through at your goal every single game, something can't be right. I've never thought it was right. It doesn't happen to Man City. And so every time Liverpool play a game of football, they get hit on the counter-attack and someone runs through on goal. And it's just whether Alisson can save it or not. Tonight he couldn't. So there's 3 or 4 things how Liverpool play and how teams are now doing the opposite to try and negate them, to stop them. And Liverpool are finding it really difficult at the moment.
I think they've got enough credit in the bank, this group of players and this manager. And the fact they've got 6 players missing: Matic, Konate, Keita, Thiago, Nunez and Jota. I think they've got enough credit in the bank for us to go easy on them, because look, that game you can lose in any season. It can happen. I'm surprised that Manchester United have done what they've done tonight. They should have beaten Crystal Palace on Monday. They were unlucky, and then Fulham got caught them out on the first game. The problem is, because of the standards that Manchester City have set and Liverpool have set up this last few years, you end up thinking it's a real worry because of the bigger picture. Ordinarily, in any normal decade, that wouldn't be a sort of, picking up a couple of points in your first 3, you'd recover from it. But City, where they are, obviously is a problem for Liverpool in the sense of winning the title, because they're a few points behind. But I think it'll be harsh. Look, I wouldn't be worried if I was Liverpool, because they've got lots of players to come back.
Roy?
I'd be worried if I was Klopp, what I've seen tonight. I think defensively, very, very casual. Going back to the Fulham game, Van Dijk, look at the game of Fulham, even the other night against Palace, I thought he could have done better. Tonight, we've made a point about he's arguing with James Milner. I know that can happen, but it just seemed a bit more than that. It just seemed a bit more than the normal falling out with a player.
But how many times did we start in a season a bit scruffy,
yeah,
a little bit sloppy?
Man City and these teams weren't around then.
I know, but still, I just think I think cut them a bit of slack. They've had an unbelievable few years. They get to a Champions League final last season.
Oh, we're not hammering them.
I wouldn't be worried about Liverpool.
But when you set such high standards, and you start the season like that, then again, you're going to be
points in
criticised.
10 games last season. That's
sorry?
points. They dropped points in 10 games last season. They've done it in the first 3 days.
It's the first game they've lost in about, it feels like an absolute age. It's going to happen. This is the type of place, to be fair, where you would lose a game, because this is the type of ground that can just eat you up if you're not right.
Gary, I totally agree with what you're saying. I find it very difficult. How can you be critical? They've done so much. They're amazing. It's only 3 games into a season. It wasn't losing here. It was the manner and the way they didn't start the game. And it's happened so often now, sort of in the last 10 games. I think it's 7 games in a row they conceded the first goal. That's not a fluke. That's a pattern that you need to change very quickly.
And even the 2 draws, the first 2 games, you might say draws. You can't see Man City drawing a home to Palace, maybe, possibly, or going to Fulham. I just think you can't afford them that sloppy defending, particularly from your best defenders. Van Dijk, he's been really awful.
One thing I would say about Van Dijk is that there was a time maybe last season, certainly before his injury, you wouldn't even see players taking Van Dijk on. They'd refuse it. They'd just pass it. They are now starting to think, I've got a chance here. Might just have a go at him. So he's got to sort that out. But I think those players will kick themselves into gear in the next week or 2.
We'll get Jurgen Klopp's take on it very shortly. We will also revisit the goals and the analysis from tonight's game. Do stay with us. We're here until 10 o'clock tonight on the Monday Night Football. 11 o'clock, I should say. It's been one of those days. It's been a special day for Manchester United, that's for sure. Analysis and Jurgen Klopp still to come.
Sponsored by Bet365.
Cheers!
The gravel apps, please.
The UK's fastest 5G network.
And for your main, sir?
Whenever you need it most. 3.
The big games are here. Big challenges. Big moments, big goals, and big whatever that was. And with Coral's free-to-play football Super Series, this week's big game just got better. Predict 4 match stats and you could win free bets or £50 cash. Football Super Series, free to play every week from Coral.
Are you ready for your ambassador training?
I'm ready.
It's Jason Donovan. What can our players win?
£1,000 every day.
£30,000
Every Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
And a share of £3.2 million in our September draws.
And who do you win with?
Neighbours. Join in with your neighbours before midnight this Thursday to play in our September draws.
What is gone could be got back. Have hope. Grow more hair. Do something about hair loss. Clinically proven. Discreetly delivered. Order today at Newman.com. Now, with the Newman Money Back Guarantee. See results in 180 days or your money back.
What makes Suzuki cars good different? Some say fun is built into everything we do, that we whisper jokes to each screw before it's put in place. Some even say we make things simple, like turning tech jargon into straight-talking English.
Hybrid tech is standard.
Others say the warm, fuzzy feeling that comes with our cars is created by grandmas knitting them their own cardigans. Or is it that our range comes packed with the tech you need as standard? Suzuki, good different.
I have decided to name a new heir. I'm your heir. Dragons. A power man should never have trifled with. War is afoot.
Knives will come out.
Now they see you as you are.
The 100 continues. Watch all the excitement. Live now on Sky Sports.
Sponsored by Bet365.
We'll hear from Jurgen Klopp very shortly. Liverpool beaten here 2-1 by Manchester United tonight. Jadon Sancho got the first goal, his first since March. But Roy, what did you like about United's build-up for it?
Bit of composure, quality. They were getting bodies in the box. They started well. He just felt the goal was coming, and that was vital. United got the first goal tonight. Again, Rashford was excellent tonight, making some good runs. Even here, just little balls. Brilliant for Fernandes here, brilliant. But again, no panic. Liverpool getting numbers back, not probably really with that intensity. And then you're worried. You're thinking, listen, is it going to fizzle out here? But I like this pass here, lovely. And this is where you want your quick play and your quality. Poor from Liverpool. Sancho, who's been having such a difficult time, I'd have to give him loads of credit. Plenty of composure, lovely finish, and a great start for United.
We talked a lot about confidence beforehand. It's almost like he's waved a magic wand at them.
Look, just playing the ball forward, playing the ball in behind defenders, players who are willing to run into space, and then that little bit, as Roy just said, composure. And he's got that, Sancho. I think he's one of the best that United have in tight spaces where he can manipulate the ball, he can shift his feet. And then that last bit, there's a gap there, but you're still going to find it. And I think it summed up United's first 15, 16 minutes. They were outstanding. They were frantic at times in that first 10 minutes, but then they did show that little bit of, like I said, that little bit of cold that you need in the box. They got that right at the end, and I say it was a good start to the game.
And then we saw that exchange of words, didn't we, between James Milner and Virgil van Dijk. Jamie, what was all this about?
Well, there's an argument. James Milner saying I was on the floor. You know, Virgil van Dijk, whether he's had a go or him. And now James Milner's saying, look at me. I think Jamie Redknapp and Gary Neville have started something.
There's a lot about.
But he's saying he threw himself on the floor. Basically, where are you? Where are you? And listen, I think...
Who's at fault?
I mean, the first goal, listen, coming into this game, we did analysis on Trent and Virgil van Dijk saying they're not at the races. Trent is not intense enough there. Milner, in some ways, times think, does he lack a little bit of intensity at certain times? Even look at the Champions League final across that corner, he's just hanging his leg out. Crystal Palace, I know you never see him on the floor, and that's a strength of a defender. A defender's on the floor all the time, that was not a good sign. But now and again, when you're in the proverbial, but you've got to throw yourself at it. Crystal Palace was one of them where he had to just go onto the floor and make a block. That one with it was not to be stood there.
Fulham,
that was to come and, when he gave the penalty away of Fulham as well. But that one there is one you've just got to go flying out and just throw yourself at him. Slide along the floor, make yourself as big as
Could this be the making of him, perhaps, in a Manchester United shirt?
Look, you hope so. There was such a long, laborious way in, to the club for him. It was terrible.
That's
and
this gap you can see that he's got to aim at.
It's just something. Look, I can't even talk about this really, because I would get in that type of position once in a blue moon and would never know what to do with it. To show that level of composure, he's really, really good. And look, he needed it. He needed it badly. There's been a lot of question marks about the fee, a lot of question marks about whether he can play for Manchester United. But
Tonight,
that was amazing. That's the best we've been this season. So
what? Just this season?
Well, yes, the best we've been for a long time, and good things. And what was you guys saying before I got here, though?
Yeah, pretty much that, really.
Yeah.
All right, good.
What do you think of the new coach?
How do you feel, Ray?
No, it was much better.
All right, cool. There we go.
They need to be more consistent.
Yeah,
agree
that's
with
it.
that?
Yeah, exactly.
What did you think of the? What do you think of the new coach and the direction he's going in?
I like it so far. Sorry, I'm a bit flustered right now. You know, do you know what it is? I've never met these lot before. So we was just walking past, we was just starstruck, and then someone gave me a mic, and now I'm here. I'm like, yo, Mama made it. But yeah, man. No, hopefully.
Got some fans over there. You got some fans. There might be a gig going on.
Oh, this is sick, though. Man's gonna tell you the boys. This is hard.
Stormzy, what do you think about Cristiano Ronaldo, though? And
you can't.
Might this be the last time we see him at Old Trafford?
No. Do you know it's Ronaldo? I feel like when you're that great, you can't speak on him, man. You just gotta let the man be great. Do you know what I mean? As much as there's been a bit of a fuss, but that's a goal. You got to let the goats be the goats, you know what I mean?
Good answer.
Exactly, let the goats be the goats, man.
Jamie agrees.
Who's your favourite player?
Ronaldo.
Yes.
Sancho. Ronaldo's the good.
Come on. That's my boys. I raised them right.
Stormzy, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, thank you guys so much, man.
Us.
You've made my whole year with this. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
It's an honour for us.
Cheers,
as well.
man. Thank you very much, man. Thank you.
Well done.
And you
see you at Glastonbury.
See you at Glastonbury. Nice to meet you, man. Thank you, guys, man.
Right, let's have a look at the, slightly surreal, let's have a look at the, just seeing if there's any more guests around. The second goal, the change at half-time was interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because you thought, I think that Anthony Langer had done really well in that first half, but he opts to bring in Martial. This combination of front players had worked in pre-season, Gary.
Yeah, Martial, brilliant pre-season, but that Liverpool right channel, their right side of the defence was always where there was going to be a problem. Look, this is Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford has been, I don't know what you can say, lacking in confidence. We've not seen him open his legs up. and show the confidence that he showed tonight. And look, Alisson is some goalkeeper one-on-one. He's still got a lot to do, but it's the first time that I've seen Marcus Rashford play like he did do when he first come onto the scene, where he was running through on goal regularly, making those runs in behind. And it was a big moment for him. We said about the big moment for Sancho. That was a big moment for Marcus Rashford.
You did fancy when he was going through, though, didn't you? You just thought he looked in the zone. He looked kind of happy with himself.
A fraction of millimetres, wasn't it? He was just onside.
It's brilliant. It's good timing.
Good timing, like you say. But I feel you're best qualified to talk about the finish. It looked like he only had a tiny gap to aim at.
Yeah, but again, I think when you look at Marcus, I think his general performance, when you get into those positions, you just fancied him. I think that's a sign of a good player. Again, considering his confidence must be low. I spoke before the game about his desire. We saw that in abundance tonight, and again, he earned the right.
He was doing this all night, though, Roy.
But that's what he's really good at, and I think that he should simplify his game and do more of that. I know Marcus sometimes drops deep and he tries to dribble past people. Listen, there's nothing wrong with trying to improve other parts of your game, but also know your strength. Your running power, especially when there's space in behind it, obviously is going to be the counter-attack. Marcus is perfect for that. And he missed a chance there when he made a great run, which would have an unbelievable goal. This is a chance here again if you're going to be critical. Brilliant play. But again, you're thinking, shocking from Liverpool, got to hit the target. But overall,
but he had the confidence. We had the confidence to try it as well, didn't we? We said before the game, Gary, might one goal just be the difference for him?
Yeah, look, we can't buy into the theory that every single player that's playing for Manchester United is not good enough to play for the club. Some of these players are good enough to play for the club. I made the point earlier on in the week, they've not got the right influences around them. We were very lucky when we came into the first team as young players, the players we had around us that were able to help us through. And the likes of Rashford, Sancho, young players, McTominay, they need something. They need something around them. Look, I don't know what's happened tonight. I have no idea what's happened at Manchester United this week. But what it's shown is that
actually play that pass as we saw there that takes out Liverpool's press. But that's what he's about. He's a really aggressive defender. He's a fighter. As I said, in those first couple of games he was targeted, but that was never going to be the case against Liverpool or against the Man City. But it still will come, and he will have to deal with that. But if what he'll have to be is he gets a little
awareness there as well, though, to get back on the line.
Yeah, I mean the thing that I would say about Martin, as we see his clips, he's really aggressive, reads the game well, gets on the ball well. We heard everything the manager said about him. He knows him better than anybody. But what I would say about him, because of his size, and we've mentioned that, is that is a problem for him. It doesn't matter what anyone says. Being 5'9" as a centre back is a problem. But if I think of the best centre back I ever seen play was Franco Baresi, and he was 5'9", 5'10". Number one, he didn't play in England, but what it means is you to compensate for your lack of height and being good in the air and maybe getting dominated time, you have to be outstanding and everything else, and that's what Baresi was. So Baresi organises the whole team. He's lightning quick, he brings the ball out, so he's almost 10 out of 10 at everything else, and maybe 6 out of 10 in the air. So that's what made him what he was. So for Martinez, tonight he showed that. So he has to be fantastic on the ball. He has to win all his duels on the floor. He has to read the game. Can he organise that defence and be a warrior? And if he's really good at all those are fantastic, it'll compensate for his lack of height. But being 5'9" in the Premier League is something to worry about. Of course it is.
It was a massive... Look, he was absolutely outstanding. Him and Melissa at left back were outstanding tonight. They were unbelievable. However, they'll probably find that game easier tonight than they will do at Southampton and at Leicester next week away from home, because there's no doubt that Melissa is quite small as well. He's smaller than Martinez, I think. they will put the ball into that channel a lot more directly. Liverpool didn't do that tonight, so the challenges will still come.
Is that where he will use the squad, Eric Ten Hag, like he told us he might do?
He may do, and he might have to put Martinez to left back, and he may have to put Harry Maguire back in at centre defence. It'll be interesting to see what he does, but away from home, where against the teams who are a bit more pragmatic, a bit more direct, where the problems will come.
Sorry, but having said that, you don't want to be chopping and changing your back four every week either, and your goalkeeper.
Would that be a problem?
Of course it would be. I think the odd game, you might have to make change. But you want to get a foundation of the club to on the spine. You certainly want to settle back four and a goalkeeper that are used to playing together. And that's how we learn straight. Again, he's new to the Premier League. Chopping and changing in a second, it's not going to do anything.
Martinez is here to stay in that position. A Dutch coach bringing up a centre-back in with a left foot. Every Dutch coach does that. They just do. That's how they're brought up. That left-sided centre-back has to have a left foot for the passing angles and playing out from the back. Louis van Gaal done it with Daley Blind, another player who maybe physically wasn't maybe right for the Premier League. He was a clever player, really good on the ball. And Martinez will be the same. And I don't think he'll be chopping and changing, because for Ten Hag, that'd be vital to have a left-footed centre-back.
Right, more reactions still to come. We're yet to hear from Jurgen Klopp, and we will put that right in a few minutes' time. This is difficult territory. 3 games into the season for the team that got 92 points last time round and still looking for that first victory. He's on the way.
Sponsored by Bet365.
You won't believe it. The power of herbal essences infused with real cold-pressed argan oil. Hair is up to 2 times more nourished. Herbal essences. What a feeling.
This is elite level rescuing. Local garages are vying for a coveted place in the Green Flag network. Runcorn repairs fueling up. Salisbury looking nervous. And they're away. What a start from Bexley Autos. Glencoe Garage, a stumble and down he goes. Onto the sheet now. Nature's traffic jam. Runcorn out in front, but anything can happen in the fog. Oh, Salisbury stepped up a gear. It's neck and neck. She's going to take it. Sensational repair. Only first-rate rescuers get to join our local breakdown network. Only the best get the...
I've just got to nip out. Can I ring you back on the mobile?
Okay.
What's your number?
The number is 01400 227 515.
Work phone. I just got to nip out. I'll pull the call to the mobile. As I was saying, Hi business phone.
Designed, developed and supported in the UK. Hi for business. Visit hi.co.uk.
Introducing the all-new fully electric Kia Niro EV. Take the lead. Drive electric.
Kia. Movement that inspires.
With other prices rising, wouldn't it be nice not to worry about your mobile bill? With Sky Mobile, you can get 2 gig of data for just £6 a month. That's the UK's cheapest annual data plan amongst big networks. And unlike most other networks, we won't raise our prices mid-contract. So get the UK's cheapest annual data plan amongst big networks, with 2 gig for only £6 a month and no price rises mid-contract. All on our award-winning network. Sky Mobile, value you can believe in.
Thanks, mate. Everyone's getting divorced these days.
At least she's still at the house.
Yeah. Good catchment area. Nice garden. Detached. Wonder how much you get for the place when you have to sell it. If you have to sell it. I mean, if you have to sell it, you probably don't have to sell it. But, I mean, you know.
Don't do that. If you want to know, just ask Zoopla.
Sky Sports presents the second round of the Carabao Cup.
It is always full of surprises.
With Premier League sides joining the fold, the competition is about to come to life.
That is spectacular!
Bolton hosts Aston Villa, while Newcastle travel to Tranmere, live only on Sky Sports.
It is a relentless division, always full of surprises.
Simply sensational, unstoppable,
Jack Clark pounces. That is unbelievable.
The EFL continues with Luton Town v Sheffield United and then Sunderland v Norwich City, live only on Sky Sports.
Sponsored by Bet365.
Liverpool beaten by Manchester United for the first time since 2018. They got one back, but they couldn't find an equaliser, much to Jurgen Klopp's frustration. He's giving his reaction to Jeff Shreves.
Jurgen, obviously not what you were looking for. What's your thoughts on the game and how it unfolded?
Yeah, how it unfolded. So there were clear what will happen, but then reality shows when you are ready, or if you are really ready. And I think in the beginning they were more aggressive than us in these kind of challenges. They got them, I think they hit the post in a, so we were like passing around, stuff like this. It was a hectic game, obviously, and then they had the first chance, then they scored a rush a little bit because you're 2-0 down, then things crosses, you miss-hit crosses or whatever, or passes here or there, and against the counter-attacking threat they obviously are. That makes it really difficult. Second goal was both goals were harsh to take, but the second especially was, I think, really close with offside, that he was onside, but yeah, we have to take that down and work with it.
For different reasons, do you think you've not found your rhythm completely so far this season? We're only 3 games in.
Yeah, that's obvious, I would say. That's obvious. We are in a tricky situation injury-wise. That's how it is. We get through the week. with 14, 15 senior players available. We have to make sure that nobody of them gets injured now during the week, because there's no real options left anymore. That's what we try. And even with our situation, I think that's a problem. With playing a little bit better, a little bit more convinced about what we do, we should have won this game. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's how I see it. And now we lost it, and now we go from here.
How concerned are you about 2 points from 9?
How concerned? I'm not sure. I'm concerned about our situation. It's not easy in the moment, but it's how it is. So we deal with it, and we prepare now for Bournemouth and then Newcastle and then Everton. So that's how it is. And yeah, we can play better. We know that, but we had a lot of good moments as well, good performances as well today. In the end, we lost anyway, and that's what we have to accept for tonight. And from tomorrow on, we will fight against it.
Thanks, Jürgen.
Welcome.
Let's see how the stats break down. Liverpool had the more shots, 17-12, and more on target as well, but Manchester United had that higher XG. Touches in opposition box, 47 from Liverpool. That's actually the most by a visiting team here at Old Trafford on Opta record. And that 70% possession they had here was the second most that Opta have ever recorded by a visiting team at Old Trafford. We should have won the game, Jamie, says Jurgen Klopp.
Did he say that? Did he say they should have won the game?
They might have won the game.
Yeah, but I didn't say should have won the game. But Liverpool didn't deserve to win this game. If they'd got sort of the 2-2 back towards the end, it would have been a great point.